Hi kids, welcome to Everybody Arts. Today we're going to be working on a project about an artist. Yayoi Kusama is her name, and she's an amazing artist, born in 1929. She is currently 92 years old and is still creating art. She has a, it's 2021, and she has an exhibition coming out in New York this year. That's right after COVID. It was delayed because of COVID, and it's coming out this year. I'll put some stuff out about that. But she's amazing. And if I just say her name, some of you guys might not know who she is. But if I say she's the lady that makes dotted pumpkins, you'll go, oh, I know who that is. And so we're going to make our own dotted pumpkins today. And it's part of our Elements of Art projects that we're working on. This is going to be for the line element of art. A line is basically, if I say this, you're just going to go, yeah, I know what a line is. A line is a mark that you make on a surface that describes a shape or an outline, and it can create a texture. It can be thick or thin. They can be dotted or dashed, and they can go in any direction. Today, we're going to be making lots of lines. This is just the pattern for the pumpkin that we're making. There's a lot of stuff on instructions on here, and I'll go through all of that, and we'll make a really cool pumpkin. I've made these before, and I always say, oh, every project I do is my favorite. Well, this one was really cool, and I really like the way they turned out. And when I was testing them out, I had my older son, Foster, who actually lives in the Midwest and is going to be married this year. He saw that I was making one for the classroom, and he's like, oh, what are you doing? And I showed him, and he made one too. He did it with Emma, and I loved his. His was great. So let me, I forgot a supply, so I got to run over to my supply closet real fast. But I probably don't have what I need in here. I'll bet I don't. These are my expensive supplies. Yeah. Nope. Mr. Man's not going to keep a glue stick in with all his cool stuff. Very cool stuff. Oh, yeah, nope. Glue sticks. I see. It says glue sticks. Just know I have a box of glue sticks. Here we go. Basically, this is what Miss Kusama has done. This is one of her prints of the pumpkins. And this is the type of design that I wanted to put on our pumpkin that we make. We're going to put this on the back, and then we're going to place this on top, and it'll look really cool when we're done. So what we're going to do, I'm picking some colors. This is for my pumpkin. This is for the background. I usually like using a darker color for the background. So this is the background that we're going to use the shark tooth pattern for, and then we'll cut out the pumpkin and draw the lines on here. And then we'll paste it on here after we do the shark tooth pattern. So first, what I want to do is we're going to take one of these pattern project pages. That's a mouthful. And it says, take an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of colored construction paper, which is basically, if you just take a piece of construction paper and fold it in half, right down the middle, each half is then 8.5 by 5.5, okay? And the reason I do this is so that we can save on paper. Cuts down on waste. Okay. And if I did this right, oh, please, please, please. Yep, that's pretty good. We just have to be careful with when we glue. It looks like I made the edge for the glue a little big over here. That's okay. So it says, take an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of colored construction paper and this template. So I've got both of them right here, okay? Use a glue stick to glue along the outside of the pumpkin on the back of this page. See, it says back really big. And place it onto your construction paper. Then cut both pages along the pumpkin outline. Here's the pumpkin outline. That's where we're going to cut it. Just along the dotted. See, it says cut along dotted line and save this pumpkin and the construction paper pumpkin. And around this gray area is where I said to glue it onto the back. Now, I'm going to have to turn this over. I can see through it pretty well, but just to be sure, I'm going to go like this. I can definitely see through this. Can you? Yeah. Oh, wow. You can see through this really good. Okay. I have a little monitor thing on the side where I can see it. So I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to outline where the thing is. This is only so I can see where the edge of the pumpkin is and where I should put the glue. Now I don't want to go inside this part. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make this a little bit outside where I'm going to cut. I don't really want the scissors to get full of glue. You're just gluing it in place so that you can cut it out and have both of these stay together and not move. Okay? I'm also going to go like this. And that way I know, oops, there's my glue stick. I can't glue past that line either, which is okay. So, that seems like a lot to remember, but it's not. All you have to do is go like this. And you don't have to use a lot of glue, just a little bit of glue. And again, it is only to hold it in place while you're cutting. Now, go like this. Is that gonna stay? Do I got bad glue? No, that's good. Okay. So this is stuck on the back, okay? And we're in good shape. Now, if I go to cut this, and I cut along the line, if you go inside the dotted line, it's okay. You just want it to look nice. This piece of paper doesn't matter on top so much. The only thing we're saving it for now is so you can see where to draw those little gray lines, okay? And I'll show you what I mean in a second. All right, perfect. And there you go. See, I got 2 pumpkins. You don't want this probably sticking to your desk. I'm just gonna go like this. I'll get rid of this, and I will recycle those. So we're on step 3. It says save both of the pumpkins that you cut out. Check. Lightly trace lines onto your colored pumpkins with the pencil using the lines on this pumpkin, meaning this piece right here, as a guide. I'm gonna go from, see how there's a little dent right there. It goes wonk, wonk. Okay, we're gonna go from that dent. We're gonna kind of follow this little contour right here down to like the middle of this little bump. See, right there, the line goes right down there. So we're gonna just gently follow this line on the curve of the pumpkin, okay? And it goes out a little bit, and it also starts to go over. Like I said, it's just lightly. And then it goes back down, curves down, right there. See? Okay. Same thing from this one. About the same. You want to give yourself a decent amount of room. And this one's going to curve in a little more maybe. And a little back out a little more. And then it's going to touch down into that, okay? See how I have a little dent in the bottom of the pumpkin? Okay. See, I make my lines kind of scratchy. And when I do that, I can just erase them. Not a big deal. We're going to erase these again later. And I tell you not to make them too heavy. I said make light lines because I want them to be easy to erase later, okay? We're going to erase them before we put them on the background. And the last one we're going to make kind of like this. See, just kind of follows the edge of the pumpkin right there from this little indent right there. You can see it on here. And all the way up to the, well, I kind of cut off this indent, but it's probably right around there. We'll just say, yeah. I'm going to make my stem big right here. So I'm going to make it rounded out like that. And then I'm going to round out the stem on top. It's like a half circle at the top of that. Can you see that? Okay. I think that'll work just fine. And now if we read this, it says, lightly trace lines onto your colored pumpkin with a pencil, using the lines on this pumpkin as a guide. Chuck. Follow along with the instructions on the Everybody Arts video to complete your pumpkin. You can throw away these instructions now. Check. So we're going to put this on the side, and I am going to show you how to do the background. We're at a point now where we're going to take the background. This is how we're going to lay the background. We're going to lay it up and down, and we'll glue this down here, okay? But we're going to do the background like this, like a, I think I had said this looks like a shark tooth pattern. Don't draw it small like this. Draw it bigger with the teeth like this. You can do them one at a time. I'm going to start up here and make a triangle, probably about this big. Okay. And as you can see, they're not perfect, and I'm not trying to make them perfect. I want them to be sort of imperfect. They don't have the curved bottoms like that. I can make them curved if I wanted to. Okay. Just for a repeating pattern type thing, you're gonna have the line go like this, and then the next one, see, you're gonna have the triangle, or the shark tooth. The one below it is going to have the top of the tip right in the middle of the one above it, okay? That's probably the best way to go. For a repeated pattern, I think that would be how I would do it. I think that's how I've done it in the past. I'm making some of the edges curved like in hers. Here's another way you can do it. You can make it a lot more uniform if you just draw lines up and down like this. And again, I'm not making these very straight, and I'm not going to the edge of the paper because I'm just giving you an example, okay? You can go like this. You can make these triangles like this, okay? As far as having a pattern in the background, maybe that's a lot more neat and more to your liking. If you went up here and went like this is just an alternative for this. Yeah, so you get it. You get the picture. I'm going to kind of curve that around and do this. It's up to you how you want to do it. And there you go. So I'm going to do it like that, and then we're going to put the pumpkin right over the top, like I had said. So however you feel like designing it in the background, it's up to you. This is what I prefer to do. All right, so here we go. Let's look at it like this. Okay. it's kind of a controlled chaos kind of thing going on with all of the triangles in the background. Sorry, that kind of messed with my head a little bit while I was doing it. So, moving on from the background. So here is where the real work begins on this project. It is drawing the dots. What I'm going to do is going to do just this middle section right here, okay? I'm going to have you follow along, and then I will try to slowly show you how to do some of the other sides, and just give you an idea of how to do it. I don't want to get too far into it because I want you guys to finish it on your own, and then I'll kind of speed through it, and that'll be it, and then we'll have a finished pumpkin. It'll be sweet. All right, so first things first, let's start with, if you look at Miss Kusama's pumpkin, it has solid row of dots right here. Okay, so we're gonna go like this. Here, let's make this right under the camera, Mr. Matt. So first we're going to go like this. A big dot right in the middle, okay? This is how big we're gonna make them. And then another one right above it, exactly the same size. We're gonna try to make a straight line of big dots. And then another dot, same size, right below it. It's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. Another dot, right there. Another dot, right there. Perfect. Okay. So now I'm going to work on just one side of it, okay? Because then you're going to make the other side on your own. Right next to it, I'm going to make a smaller dot, probably about this big, okay? Do you see what I'm doing? And when you get up here, it's gonna hit that, and we're gonna have like a half a thing, and then it's gonna have to come back here, and we're just gonna have to keep going up here, okay? Try to keep them spaced out the same. All right, now we're gonna have to make it a little bit smaller. And you can kind of curve it a little bit if you want to. I'm going to go like this. Okay. Now if you can make them even smaller. Now you can't get much smaller than that with a marker. So what I would suggest is just keeping making them in this pattern all the way up in that size. See this line in pencil? see, that's what I'm making it stop at. I don't want to go past that line that I drew in pencil right now. And I can't do any more on the bottom, so I'm just going to do that, and then we'll stop, okay? Now, what we're going to do on the next one, everybody see that? Okay. What we're going to do on the next one is we're going to draw half circles, right like this, and they're going to follow along the curve, okay? So, half circle. They're not going to be, yeah, they are going to be like just about as big as that. Just like the bigger ones in the middle, okay? So I'll make a big half circle on the bottom in about the same place. And you draw the edge of it right on that pencil line, okay? They don't have to be exactly in the same place as the other circles, but make them close. And if you see, it's going to curve around. I'm going to make them stick out exactly the same amount on this line. So that one's sticking up like almost like a fingernail amount. Same thing right there and right there. They're not sticking out more, or you're not going to get a full circle over here. There's still going to be a half a circle right here too, okay? Because the rest of the dots are going to keep curving over here too. You'll see. See, it does this on this as well. These never get bigger as they go. They still stay half circles right here. So we're going to keep this half a circle here. And this half a circle here. Cool. And then, now that we have that, we can make the smaller circles kind of follow it. Okay, then we can make them a little smaller. And then I can make them very small again. And again, you can't go past that line, okay? So now we're going to just see how small we can make these. Okay. On this side, I'm just going to start going down here like this. And I'm going to try to keep them spaced about the same amount. up on top, what are we gonna do up here? Well, if you look at this and this picture over here, actually I was really inspired by this. I love that there are just kind of random dots inside here. So I'm going to just make a couple of large, small half circles, maybe going off the side. Like this. And then color in the rest of it, okay? And then not color in the top. So this is what I'm going to do. Did you see how I made all these circles? Don't color in the circles, color in around the circles that you just drew. That's... You don't have to make a lot of them. Just don't color them in when you're done. Just make sure you color around them. It looks really cute. There you go. I'm gonna finish this in a minute. I'll probably let you stick around and watch. You're gonna repeat this on this side and do the opposite on this side. It's pretty much done right now. And then when you're done, you glue it on the center of your paper that you did the shark tooth pattern on. And it's gonna look pretty nifty. My camera battery is flashing at me, so I'm gonna change that and finish this up. So here's my tribute to Yayoi Kusama, and I think it turned out pretty good. I'm very much a symmetrical person, so if something's not perfectly symmetrical, it freaks me out a little bit. But I really like her stuff, and well, her stuff is a lot more symmetrical than what I did. Oh my gosh. And especially, like, look at these beautiful ceramic pumpkins that she did, and this is a lot more symmetrical than what I did. But line is what we're working on for our element of art this time around. And yeah, the things she does with line, pretty cool. I like it. You kind of fall into the picture. It's neat. She's a cool lady, like I said. And she's still going at 92. I hope I'm still doing art at 92. You probably hope I'm not making videos at 92, because yeah, I don't think I'd want to sit through those either. So I hope you guys had fun today, and keep drawing, and be good to each other, be good to yourself, and we'll see you next time, okay? Bye-bye.